Reese, and this is my presentation. Throughout fiction, the concept of a cyborg, a person who has enhanced their body with mechanical components, is a common one. From Darth Vader in Star Wars to the aptly named Cyborg in DC Comics, there seem to be a lot of these fellows. However, many of my audience members may have wondered, how realistic is this concept? I was wondering myself, so I looked into it, and I found we may be closer than you might think. While modern-day cybernetic prosthetics are still a far way from the advanced models seen in science fiction, they are advancing every day, and may be a full replacement for a damaged organic limb sometime in the near future. This is an important field to study so that we can work with their users when they become commonplace, as they inevitably will. I have done my research on this topic and consider myself ready to share my findings with the audience. We shall start with a brief rundown of the history of prosthetics and cybernetics. Then we will go into where they stand today. And then we will talk a little bit about the problems they face and what they may be like in the future. My history on this topic comes from an article called Solvitur Ambuludo by museum curator William Mulder. In the ancient times, the best you could get for a prosthetic was a peg leg or a hook. However, the concept of using computers and robotics in tandem with this did not come around until computers and robotics themselves in the late 1900s. They were so ingrained in the field, however, that by 2006, in their article, Design of a Cybernetic Hand for Perception and Action, M.C. Carrozza et al. Were able to name a de facto biggest distributor of robotic hands, that being the German firm Otto Bach. And that is where the past becomes the present. Modern-day cybernetic prosthetics value function over form. Visual style is typically either fully mechanical or in something resembling a human hand. Otto Bach's product at the time of the aforementioned article was this, their sensor hand. As you can see, you could either get a base mechanical model or a model that resembled a human hand, more or less. These come from their official documentation. The sensor hand is fairly basic, having only 2 motors and some touch sensors. However, there are more advanced models out there. One of them is Otto Bach's own Bionic hand. This information is parsed from Bionics for Everyone, a website with an article written by Wayne Williams. The hand has 14 unique positions to cycle through. In 2 sets of 7, those sets can be cycled through with a button on the back of the palm. This demonstrates an issue in cybernetic hands where instead of giving full control, a computer tries to guess what you want it to do based on environmental factors. Another example of this is the Hero Arm by Open Bionics, this information taken from their own documentation, which has only 6 options. If these are not affordable, there are a number of mechanical options available on the market. Sean McHugh, in his video, Prosthetic Options, Body-Powered Prosthetic Hook on YouTube, sings the praises of a mechanical hook, a simple mechanical device with a cord and a claw on the end of a arm-mounted device. Legs often do not get cybernetic prosthetics due to the rather simplicity of simply affixing a leaf spring or a stick to the stump of the leg and working with that. In an article called A Cost-Effective Prosthetic Leg Design and Development by Enamel Hawk and his associates, they were able to build a simple mechanical prosthetic leg with no robotics involved for only $300 out of readily accessible components. There are some problems with the advanced models for legs and arms. Notably, it is hard to replicate the complexity of the human design with simple mechanical components. This also leads to issues with control, because the more complex you get, the harder it is to control. As mentioned, many use computer systems to assist in this. However, this limits what you can do. As mentioned, the Hero Arm has only 6 positions, and while that one is called fist, I wouldn't recommend punching anything with it. The last and most condemning issue is the cost, as they are quite expensive. While a simple visual model will run you a few $1,000s, according to Cost Helper, a website that deals in economic issues, one of the experimental models can cost you as much as $100,000 or more. But the future is bright for this field. Advancements are being made constantly. The work by Enamel Hawk and his associates proved that there is interest in making prosthetics affordable. And the Hero Arm is actually a forerunner in this field, as of a 2019 TechSpot article by Cal Jeffrey, a senior writer, they were selling them for only $3,000. Intuitive function is also a matter of concern to the University of Utah and DECA with their Luke arm, which can not only receive signals from the nerves left over in the patient, but can in fact send signals back from touch sensors, allowing the user to feel touch. With these two fields combined, we could see some very affordable and very advanced bionics in the near future. Prosthetics are by no means new, and cybernetic prosthetics are slightly more recent, but still not new. And while they still aren't perfect, they are advancing steadily. While they are not still a good replacement for the organic components, they will all someday be. Who knows how ingrained man and machine may someday be.